You check your phone at a red light, and there's a number on the screen that doesn't feel real. $2,140,000. 6 years of a business nobody in your family thought would work, finally sold. And the first thought in your head isn't, I made it. It's, don't tell anyone yet. Because some part of you already knows that money doesn't stay a secret. It leaks. And once it leaks, it doesn't just change how people see you, it changes who they decide you owe. You don't post it, you don't call anyone. You drive home, sit in your car in the driveway for 10 minutes, and just breathe. Then you go inside and make dinner like it's a normal Tuesday. For exactly 6 days, it is. On day 7, your sister calls you. Not about the money. About something else entirely. Her landlord. A rent increase she can't cover. You listen, you comfort her, and somewhere in the middle of the call, you hear yourself say the sentence you'll replay for months afterward. Don't worry, I can help. You didn't plan to say it, it just came out, because that's who you've always been to her, the one who helps. What you don't know yet is that she already knew about the money before you said a word. And the reason she knew is the first crack in this whole story, and it's not the one you're expecting. 2 days after you wire her the rent money, your mother calls asking about a family investment opportunity your uncle wants to run by you. You never told your mother the number either. You start doing the math on how fast a secret that never left 3 lawyers and a bank somehow made it to a family group chat, and you realize something that sits wrong in your stomach for the rest of the week. Someone close to you has been talking. Not to hurt you, worse than that, out of habit. You find out who at your nephew's birthday party 3 weeks later. Your sister, 3 drinks in, with your cousin, says it like it's nothing. Yeah, I saw the deposit notification pop up on his phone screen when we were at lunch. I wasn't even trying to look. She wasn't hiding that she looked. She was proud she noticed first. And that's when you understand the truth nobody warns you about. In a family, you're never as private as you think you are. Somebody is always watching for the moment you go from one of us to the one with the money. And once they see it, they can't unsee it. The birthday party is where it really starts. Not with a request, with a joke. Your cousin, holding a glass of apple juice, says loud enough for the table, "Must be nice to just throw money at problems now." Everyone, you laugh too, because that's what you're supposed to do. But you clock the look on your sister's face when the table laughs. She's not laughing. She's watching you to see if it landed. And it did. That's the part that should scare you, but it doesn't yet. Here's the pattern nobody tells you to look for, and once you see it, you cannot stop seeing it. The people who start joking about your money first are almost never the ones who ask you directly for it. The direct ask comes from somewhere else entirely, and by the time it arrives, you're already too soft to say no. The direct ask comes from your mother, at her kitchen table, 3 weeks later. She wants to talk about your stepfather's shop, the one that's been bleeding money for 2 years. She doesn't ask for a number. She tells you a story instead, about how he took you in when your real father left, about how he taught you to drive, about how family shows up for family. Then she says the sentence that ends the conversation before it starts. I'm not asking you to give it away. I'm asking you to remember where you came from. You write the check. Not because the math makes sense, because saying no to that sentence, in that kitchen, from that woman, feels like a different kind of bankruptcy. One you're not ready to go into. $60,000 gone into a business that was already dying before your money got there. And you know it, and you sign anyway. For 2 months, it actually feels good. Your stepfather calls you on a Sunday just to talk, no ask attached. And for the first time in months, something in your chest unclenches. You start thinking, maybe this is fine. Maybe the money is just doing what money is supposed to do, moving toward the people who need it, and you were wrong to feel guarded about it. Then the shop closes anyway, 2 months after your check clears. And here's the part that breaks something in you that doesn't fully heal for a long time. Nobody calls to tell you it failed. You find out from your sister, in passing, like it's old news you should already know. And when you finally ask your mother about it directly, she doesn't apologize. She says, "Well, you have plenty. It's not like it hurt you." As if the size of what you have decides how much it's allowed to hurt when it's set on fire. That sentence is the one that changes something. Not loudly, quietly. You don't argue with her. You just notice, for the first time, that in her mind, your money stopped being yours the moment everyone found out it existed. It became a communal resource that you were simply the custodian of, and custodians don't get to say no. So the next time your cousin asks, the one who joked at the birthday party, now asking for real, "Just a bridge loan, 3 months, I'm good for it," you say no. Your actual first no. And it goes about as well as you'd expect. Not shouting, something quieter and worse, a slow withdrawal. Group chat messages that used to include you stop including you. Your aunt starts calling you the businessman instead of your name, and it's not a compliment anymore, it's a label that puts distance between you and the table. Here's what almost nobody says about this stage of it, because it's the part that actually costs you something. It's never one big fight that pushes you out of a family. It's 100 tiny withdrawals of warmth, so small that if you named any single one out loud, you'd sound paranoid. So you don't name them. You just start noticing that the room gets quieter half a second after you walk into it. The thing that actually breaks it all open happens 6 months later, and it's not a fight either. Your stepfather shows up at your house on a Saturday, unannounced, with a toolbox, saying your fence gate has been dragging for a year and he's finally going to fix it. He doesn't bring up the shop. He doesn't bring up money at all. He just fixes the gate, drinks a coffee on your porch, and starts to leave. And right before he gets in his truck, almost like an afterthought, he tells you something he clearly wasn't planning to say. He tells you he didn't actually need that $60,000 for the shop. He needed it to pay off a loan he'd quietly taken out 4 years earlier, the year your business almost folded, the year you never told anyone how close you came to losing everything. He'd mortgaged part of his own retirement to keep your business account from going negative during 3 brutal months, and he never told you because he didn't want you carrying it while you were already drowning. When the money finally came in from the sale, he wasn't fixing his shop. He was quietly making himself whole for something he gave you years before you were anyone's millionaire. You stand in your driveway, and the entire last 6 months turns over in your hands and becomes a different story. The one person who never joked about your money, never asked in front of an audience, never made you feel watched, is the one who'd actually been carrying you the whole time, silently, and let you believe you built it alone. And that's when you finally understand the real difference between the people in your life once money shows up. It was never about who asked and who didn't. It's about who needed you to know what they gave you, and who never needed you to know at all. The ones who keep score make sure you feel the debt. The ones who actually love you make sure you never do. Nothing gets fixed after that, not completely. Your cousin still doesn't call much. Your mother never quite apologizes for the shop. But something in you stops keeping score, too. Because you finally know exactly which kind of person everyone at that table actually is. And you stop expecting any of them to be a different one. The money didn't ruin your family. It just turned the lights on in a room you'd been sitting in your whole life, and showed you, clearly, for the first time, exactly who had been standing where.